There wasn't a bigger time for skateboarding and skateboarding culture than the early 2000s. With the rising stardom of Bam Margera and Jackass, and before Viva La Bam took the world by storm, Bam and crew wrote and directed a movie called Haggard, released in 2003. If you love Viva La Bam, then you'll love this movie. After releasing 4 CKY movies, it only made sense that Bam and crew write and direct a full feature-length film. It's a long ways away from the unscripted nature of all the stunt and prank shots of Jackass and CKY. This time, we get all the pranks and stunts and immature humor in a scripted setting, dude. It stars Bam Margera, obviously, and Brandon DiCamillo, and the late and great Ryan Dunn, who tragically passed away in a car crash in 2011. Ryan Dunn, rest in peace, we miss you dearly. The movie is actually based on a real story of Ryan Dunn and his ex-girlfriend Glorin, weird name, played by the then real-life girlfriend of Bam Margera, Jen Ravel. The movie explains how she cheated and broke up with Ryan, and then started dating this rock and roll heavy metal dude named Hellboy, played by Rake Yawn. And Ryan enlists the help of his 2 friends, Valo, played by Bam, and Falcone, played by Dico, to find out the truth. Sounds interesting, right? Yeah, it's a weird one. This is an odd movie, folks. The movie is peanut butter and jam-packed with pro skater cameos, Viva La Bam characters, and other familiar faces. I used to rent this movie more times than I can count, and I quote it regularly. I've been doing it for 20 years, for God's sakes. And since the movie is turning 20 years old, oh my God, we're old, we're gonna rewatch it as an adult and see if I can bring up the feelings, the excitement, the passion that I had when I first watched this movie. Good Lord, play the movie, man. I'm sick of waiting around. Good God. You know, I really dig this title sequence because I always loved how Bam did the handwriting title graphics. Like, how do you do that? I've always wanted to learn how to do that. I think that was always so cool. Of course, the band that's playing is this band called Him, a Finnish rock band, aka the greatest rock band ever. It's my favorite band. I even have their tattoo all up my arm. Bam's character is named Valo, which is named after Ville Valo, the lead singer of Him. He even dresses like Ville Valo in the movie. And honestly, I can't even blame him, because Ville Valo is the greatest. I literally did the same exact thing in my movie One Last Time, which is heavily inspired by Haggard and Him music in general. It's even named after a Him song.
He definitely does not wear the pants in that relationship.
Oh. Get up, dude. You look like an asshole.
Heard you say that.
It is so over this time.
You know, this is what I love about independent and indie filmmaking. The editing isn't perfect, right? And right there, that's such a weird fast cut of Ryan taking off the sunglasses. And honestly, that's what I love about independent and indie filmmaking. It's not perfect, man. It's just here for the love of cinema. Good God, not everything has to be perfect, you dicks. I'm out of breath. Oh my God.
I just need some time to think, all right?
Yeah, you do, and so do we.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to point out, what the hell did Bam just do? Why did he do that little dance thing? Like, I don't get what was the point of that?
What the hell is wrong with all my friends, man?
Yeah. This was the only reason I rented this movie over and over and over again. I used to bring it down to my basement and lock the door so my mom wouldn't know what I was watching. I am ashamed of myself. God. Sorry, Mom.
Your number was on caller ID about 10 times.
No, I don't know anything about it. It wasn't me.
It's been 4 fucking days. What are you, making this guy wait it out, being tough on him, huh?
This scene always gives me like Vietnam flashbacks of like screaming at like a girlfriend over a bowling alley. Like, dude, I used to do that shit in high school, man. Like, you guys are like 30 and you're screaming at each other over a bowling alley. By God, I'm getting Vietnam flashbacks again. Oh my God.
Fingered me!
Dude, she got fingered!
Would you calm down? There's fucking people here.
This is the greatest scene ever. The dude screams that line when he walks into a crowded coffee shop. It's so awkward and fun. And also that the way he says dude, I quote that probably every day of my life. Also, fun side note about the scene. That's Bam's mom standing in the line at the coffee shop. His own mother is in the movie. What a good son.
She's reading a book alone? If that's not an invitation, I don't know what is.
Fucking long hair, smell like beer, have shitty tattoos. Maybe they hang out at the bowling alley.
Love is a flame that can be tamed.
Now listen, I know my fellow friend YouTuber, Tony from Hack the Movies, he's very famous. I know he would hate this scene that's coming next.
And how do the drugs save the day, Tony?
He stabs him with his scat.
Where?
In the eye.
Ugh.
Not a fan of this scene.
No, I figured you wouldn't be.
Worst scene in the movie.
I figured you would love that.
0
I'm
stars.
shocked.
0 stars.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Come on, fucko, you can't answer me?
Shut the fuck up, huh? You have to shit in the gas tank?
That scene always cracks me up. According to the director of photography, Joe Franz, he says that that fall was actually a real fall that didn't mean to happen and that he fell really hard. And you can see him struggling after he gets up after the fall. And they just kept rolling.
You got it because Glorin likes that shit.
Glorin never even mentioned a rhino. I've always liked rhinos. You know that.
You picked the wrong motherfucker to fuck with. Wow.
You know, I always thought this scene was really odd and random. Like, first of all, it's Bam's dad, Phil Margera. But why is he hitting Ryan with a watermelon? I mean, the man is just walking out of a hair salon, minding his own business, and then boom, death by large fruit. I don't understand. Like, legitimately, it's so out of nowhere, dude. It's so random. He's fighting with his girlfriend in the hair salon, and then he comes out and the dude fucking slams a fruit on his head. It just, it really just doesn't make a lot of sense. Listen, folks, I gotta take a second to thank the supporters of the official Joey C channel. See, we're like PBS here. We're a viewer-supported channel, so thank you. We got 2 monthly supporters. We got Ash D and Happy Camper. Thank you to you both. And then we also have 2 regular supporters, The Flail, thank you, and the Benzaliga. Thank you so much for being supporters of official Joey C. Back to the episode.
Look in the mirror and tell yourself you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit.
You call that stabbing and slicing? You call that killing? You're being such a pussy wussy.
I gotta be honest with you. What is going on here? This movie is so random. Like, why is he in a basement? Why is the Falcone character in a basement playing with figures on a train set? It's funny as hell, don't get me wrong, but by God, what is he doing? Also, there's a fun fact about the scene that we'll get to later, but if you want to see more of Brandon DiCamillo playing with figures, he has an entire movie out where he basically does just that. It's called Cattle Bag, and it came out in 2010. Brandon DiCamillo is a weird fellow, but by God, it's funny. Like I said, it's very funny. But how does this fit in the movie? What does this scene of Falcone playing with figures do to the narrative? I don't actually know, but it's a comedy movie, so what can you say?
Who's this guy that's always out here?
Dolly, why?
Oh, Kiki.
Hey, yeah.
Yo, what are you doing? No straight thing for you. Let me get it right. Oh, you're not having these.
Once again, this movie is very random. Why do they have Bam's uncle, Don Vito, dressed in a Greek god outfit, eating a large amount of fruit? It just, what is that character? And why does he live with Ryan? Why do they live together? I don't get it, man. This movie is just off the rails already.
Maybe you could use, like, your own ass.
Okay, stop, pause the movie. But we cannot go any farther. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly why I can't show you what's gonna happen next.
Maybe you could use like your own ass or like, you know, beat the fuck off to that or something.
If you don't know what's about to happen next and you're watching the movie, just prepare yourself. Oh my God. Like I said, I cannot even show you. What? Once again, what is happening? Why are we in a flashback to a World War II train? And why does Deco have a beard on? No one could ever say this movie is boring because it is anything but boring. You never know what the hell is going to happen in the next scene. First, you're playing with toy trains and figures and they're humping each other. And then Don Vito's in a Greek god outfit eating grapes. And then Phil Margera comes in with a fucking watermelon and smashes it over Ryan's head. And now you're on a World War II plane or train and your girlfriend gets stolen by the people. And what the fuck?
She says she got fingered, but I know she got fucked.
It's sideways.
Why wouldn't it be sideways?
Then why'd you break up with me?
I didn't. I said we needed some time apart. Did you do that for me?
You bet I did. I'd do anything for you.
Ryan, these are girlfriend's underwears.
Oh, Villavallo, he's perfect. Like I said, this movie is heavily inspired by Villavallo. Bam's name is Vallo. He dresses like him. Music of him is all over the place. I mean, who can blame you? Villavallo is he's just gorgeous. By God, look at that face. I mean, fuck.
Oh, shit.
You know, of course the shot is with a dummy, but it always impressed me how good it looks. And I think it looks so good because of Hellboy's long hair. It really sells the illusion that he's actually getting hit. And fun fact about that dummy, if you go back to that weird shot of Brandon DiCamillo playing with the trains and the figures, in the background you can actually see the dummy being made. What? You know, this video is just full of fun facts. That's Bam's dad, you know, the guy who smashed the watermelon on Ryan's head for no apparent reason. And that's his grandfather. Bam didn't have to hire anybody for this movie. He just hired all his friends and family.
Welcome to the Invention of the Future contest.
So continuing on in this scene, the subplot of the movie, which I forgot to mention, is Falcone, Brandon DiCamillo's character, trying to win the Invention of the Future contest. He has this invention called the reverse microwave. So he's trying to find Freon from old refrigerators. At the actual Invention of the Future contest, the reverse microwave, Falcone's invention, wins, thankfully. But the second place prize is the garbage juicer. Now, if you're a fan of Bam Margera and his other indie film, Ming Hags, which came out in 2009, the garbage juicer is a main plot point in that movie. That's a wild movie too. Stay tuned for that video because I'll definitely give it the same treatment.
Get away from me, seriously.
Come on, I gotta like jumping down.
You know, every time I see Bam smack somebody in this movie, it's always hard as shit, dude. Like, we are acting. We're making a movie. You don't have to actually smack him. Dude, he smacks like 8 people in this movie.
What are you doing?
Look at me.
Jumping down.
Are you gonna keep your mouth?
Me fuck off.
Fuck off!
Fuck you!
I feel like Ryan just said to his ex-girlfriend what every person wants to say to their ex that broke up to them. I mean, it always cracked me up, the confidence that Ryan has in his voice. It's immature, of course, to say these things to an ex-partner, but, you know, by God, in the moment, it would make us feel great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender fluid, and everybody else in between, that was Haggard the movie, and by God, it was just as great as I remember it. It really brings me back to the early 2000s. It reminds me the love and the passion that I had for skateboarding and skateboarding culture, especially the music and the Viva La Bam days. By God, it did not disappoint. This movie was a huge part of my life, and rewatching it as a 27-year-old, by God, it just made me all warm and fuzzy inside, and I'm so glad that we got to revisit it together. So you should check it out. Haggard the movie, it's a great time. What movie do you want me to watch next? Let me know. Keep your eye out for the next video, episode, movie, live stream, whatever it is, man. Cherish the precious moments, be love, and stay dude. I'm out of here. See you later, everybody. Good God.
This is how it's gonna be.